Good evening, I'm Katie Wilkins. Up first in tonight's segment of Something New I Learned Today, we're discussing mondegreens. A mondegreen is the term used for a misheard song lyric. You know you've done it. You're in your car singing along to your favorite song, and the part comes where you just aren't quite sure what they're saying, so you fill it in with something else. For instance, the old Manfred Mann song, Blinded by the Light, is one of the worst mondegreens of all time. We all sing, wrapped up like a douche. You know the rumor in the night, when what is actually being said is revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. See how that works? We could research the song, find out the actual lyrics, and correct ourselves, but personally, I'm sticking with the mondegreen. Much more fun that way. And lastly, one more new thing I learned today is when your child gets his head stuck behind the TV, one should probably help him remove it and not take photos instead. Don't worry, he's okay. Stick around. We'll be right back. The Prancer-sized lady has gone nuts, and she's not alone. So is Dennis Rodman. CNN's Jeannie Mose says, pass the pistachios. The boating equivalent of hitting a parked car. A boat slams into another at the dock, and a police officer is apparently to blame. CNN's Jeannie Mose reports, luckily, nobody was injured. Burberry Chief Executive Angela Ahrendts is leaving the company and heading to Apple. It's a stunning move for the woman who relaunched Burberry as a super luxury brand. CNN's Jim Bolton has more. Apple put weeks of rumors to rest by unveiling not just one, but two new versions of its signature smartphone. The iPhone 5S and the iPhone 5C made their debut in California Tuesday. But are they enough to satisfy investors? Karen Kaifa looks at the difference between the two models and how Apple is adding a splash of color to its line. Today, fast food workers across the country are striking and fighting for benefits, better wages, and the right to unionize. Allison Kosick introduces us to two people who say they don't want handouts, but a chance to provide better for their families. If you drive along US 42 south of Lexington, you can't miss a certain house decked out for Halloween. It's a display 21 years in the making, and it's a family tradition that continues to grow each year. Evacuated Willard residents had Thanksgiving dinner at the high school provided by CSX Railroad. They're still waiting to return home after a train derailment and hazardous chemical spill at the rail yard Tuesday night. WMFD's Greg Heindel went to Willard to see how they're coping as a special guest joined them. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch. I'm Katie Wilkins. Ready or not, we could see our first accumulating snowfall of the season and the coldest temperatures so far tonight. So we could be in for a rude awakening tomorrow morning with temperatures in the low 20s and maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow on the ground. Shelley Kemper will have all the forecast details coming up in about 15 minutes. And it's the perfect time to remind you of some great free services you want to have this winter. You can sign up for the closings and delays sent right to your cell phone with the closing bell to your cell, brought to you by Richland Bank. It's available on our website, WMFD.com. While you're there, you can also sign up for the Road Patrol, another free texting service to keep you informed of road conditions and travel information, brought to you by Spitzer Motors. And of course, we always have the latest closings and delay information weekday mornings on Newswatch Daybreak, starting at 6 right here on WMFD. WMFD and WMFD.com, where to go when it starts to snow. The cold temperature couldn't keep the crowds away from the Mansfield Veterans Day Parade this morning. Among the crowd, school children were bundled up, waving American flags, and couldn't wait to catch a glimpse of the brave men and women who serve our country, like Vietnam veteran and keynote speaker Dean Krantz.
It just meant everything. I can't go anywhere where I don't meet a friend or a fellow veteran or somebody that knows me.